Hi, it's a queen of information, mainstreaming clues to you about the holy royal family of good human beings. You know, I said once, everything that happens is some rich man's idea. Now, there's a website like that, but I didn't connect with that. So, Bob Dylan is rich, and he's a man, and he's the Lord of the Angels, and creation was his idea. So I wasn't wrong about that. He fell in love with Venus, the evening star. They were angels. The stars are the angels. And he wanted to touch her. So he willed the creation to exist and human bodies for them to be in. So he could touch her. See, so it was a rich man's idea. And in the movie musical, Jesus Christ Superstar, Mary Magdalene, who's Timothy Birdsong, who's Venus, sang about her husband, about her love. He really was her husband, but in the movie they made it seem like he was her girlfriend. Jesus was her girlfriend. So she's saying, I don't know how to love him. So Jesus Christ, this Govinda Singh Dylan, went about teaching her how to love him. Now, he's an architect of heaven and earth. And heaven and earth is true love. This is a true love. The Lord of the angels and the sweetest angel, Venus. Okay, but Venus needs the guru, to grow you. Venus, you need a guru to grow you. And so, let's see, how did it begin? I remember when I was here at St. Francis of Assisi, I went downstairs. I sat in the office. Father Tom, who's one of the founders here, was at the computer. He was my husband in a parallel life. So I said to him, Father Tom, I'm panicking. He jumped from his chair and disappeared. So I went back to my room. Then Andrew, the disciple, St. Andrew, Jonathan, was saying, oh, Monsieur, I think you should go to the hospital. I don't want to go to the hospital. They don't know what to do. And so, but they talked me into going to the hospital. So it was a dungeon-like place. I think it was Bellevue. I thought it was hell, more hell. And there was a person there, Bin Laden. He had been General Patton that the people killed. So he was pacing and talking. Nobody was listening to him. So I started walking beside him, listening to him, commenting on what he was saying. And he discouraged me. He was so mad at himself, or so mad at the world. He didn't want any company. But I persisted. And so, make a long story short, one day I took my finger as we were walking and caressed his neck, slowly up and down as we walked. And he almost came. He felt it. And he was so spent. By the time we finished, he went to his room and fell into the bed. And I finally got out of there. But it was just a lesson. Because Jesus Christ, going to sing, when I was at Mount Sinai, came to my hospital bed in the spirit form and made love to me for 11 hours. Twice. He touched every part of my body, probably. And I'm an antsy person. I can't sit still. I just lay there and felt his gentleness, his magnetism. I don't know how to describe it. I was just pleasured, and And I was just not wanting the pleasure to end, so I just enjoyed it. And that happened twice. Okay, so they're teaching me how to relax and accept pleasure and not be in a hurry and not be so unsettled that I can't experience the subtlety of touch. Okay, remember? That's what Dylan wanted. Touch. He wanted touch. And that's what I said here to Maria. I said, what kind of place is this? You don't touch. Nobody touch. Could we shake hands at least? We didn't do in the writing group. We didn't do it. But my mother used to hug me. And then Jonathan, St. Andrew said, a woman needs 4 hugs a day. I heard that on PBS. And I said, no wonder I like hugs. So my father that I prayed for came here to St. Francis, Milton Harris, the most unlikely sexy person you can imagine, but the sexy person. At first he would listen to me, and I would free associate for about 20 minutes. And he said to me, oh, you're free associating. Now, I never felt comfortable talking because people always act like I'm wrong to talk. But I started feeling comfortable with my father, Milton, King George V, the Sikh guru, who broke into hell to be with me at the subatomic particle level. This is the first time I realized we had a connection when he said he was at the subatomic particle level. I never met anybody there. That's where I am. Okay, so he would listen to me and comment, hardly at all. He hardly said anything. So it was Freud and me doing a cathartic thing of conversating, and he allowed me to do it. And then one day he said, aren't you hot in that robe? Because I don't wear clothes. And when people come to visit me, I put on a robe. That's Govinda Singh told me when I first was homeless. Now here, take off the clothes. And then first he said, lose the panties and bra. Okay, just when I was homeless. But if somebody approached me for sex, I always said, I don't have sex with anybody I'm not married to. So I didn't have sex. But anyway, so when Milton said, aren't you hot? I said, as a matter of fact, I am hot. And he said, take off your robe. And so I took off my robe because I was so grateful to him for listening to me and understanding me. I didn't have anybody here in the world who could understand me. My children were convinced I was crazy. So they, So anyway, and then he touched me. And he had been blind, John Milton, the writer of Paradise Lost and Paradise Found. And he had been Homer, the blind writer of the Iliad and the Odyssey, the Greek culture, in an epic poem. So his hands are the most sensitive you can imagine. And his touch, that must have been what Bin Laden felt like when he almost came.